Stay tuned for National Tractor Pullers Association, only on Rural TV.
The following is a presentation of the National Tractor Pullers Association.
Hey, welcome to another exciting edition of NTPA Championship Pulling presented by Pennzoil. Hi, I'm Army Armstrong along with my buddy Greg Randall. We're going to be bringing you the Pro Stock tractors from Henry, Illinois. Hey, side of America's Pull, you know the Marshall Putnam Fair has rolled out the red carpet for the NTPA competitors and the fans alike, and it's a great event to attend. Greg?
That it is, Army. You mentioned a red carpet, but in the Pro Stock category so far in 2007, it may as well be a green carpet, as John Deere green is king thus far.
Well, you know, that it is, Greg. But can you tell us a little bit about this points race this season? Because I know the red's not going to give up on the green.
Well, Army has won peers at the current NTPA Grand National point standings in the Pro Stock division. It's the new Generation Plus of Robbie and Dan Lemke who lead the way. A 21-point cushion is found by the brothers coming into America's Pull. They have no fewer than 4 wins so far on the season and continue to shine early on.
And that's one green tractor that's in the lead. It doesn't make it a green carpet yet, but I tell you what, Henry could be the turning point for this thing.
That could be true. However, the top 6 tractors in the country are represented by the John Deere brand. It appears that a 4-way race between the Lemkes, the Wildman brothers, Brian Schromick, and Dennis Boersen is in the making. The closest Case IH brand comes from the Cain stable out of Indiana, the Aces Wild Machine, and they had early season breakage, which put them at a disadvantage.
Yeah, because you got to play catch up. You know, the green is extreme coming into Henry, Illinois, but red's not dead. You know, earlier today, trackside reporter Ashley filed this report. I think you might be interested in this.
That's right, Army and Greg. I'm here in the hot pit area at the Lemke pit. This is the new Generation Plus, the hot tractor in the Pro Stock division this year. Actually, last year's champion, Dennis Boersen, is chasing them. So I think this is going to be the tractor we want to watch for tonight.
Yeah, she starts off with a green tractor, but first go the sled is red. And there's a lot of history behind all these tractors and the chassis and everything. Is that correct, Greg?
Yeah, here comes Henry Smith out of Blissfield, Michigan, and this Pro Stock tractor actually was the former Sneaky Snake of John Lorenz. It moved on out to Pennsylvania, was a Keystone cop for a while. Then it went to Bill Voorhees and up to Tom Harmon in Michigan, finally to Henry Smith. He's one of our Region 2 competitors. His rookie season in the Pro Stock class, he's got a super farm called Assorted Nuts that we might see later in the series.
But right now we're watching that smoke, seeing when it goes black. He'll be the first puller. Smith lines up with the sled. Everything's go. We're watching the smoke. That's a telltale sign. Up on the RPMs. Tell you what, Greg, he did a yeoman's job of bringing that thing back to the center of the track. It had hooked big time to the left. 295 with a 7. That's a good number.
Yeah, Tess Puller here from Trackside Technical. He will take that distance, so we're off and running here in Henry, Illinois.
Hey, you speaking of Pro Stock action, Ashley said this is the fellow we need to keep an eye on. Lines the sled up in the middle of the track. Greg, we get back to the green versus red.
Yeah, and the Lemkes are hot. I mean, they won last night in Jerseyville, Illinois, and they roll into America's Pull with quite a nice lead, 21 points to be exact, on their new Generation Plus, brand new for this 2007 campaign.
You know, you talk about America's Pull, Henry, Illinois. These guys really have a tremendous event going on up here. We're glad to be part of it. As we got green on the lights flashing on the sled, a green tractor. Everybody's seeing green. By the way, that is the color of money. Let's see what's going to happen here. Smoke's going to be the telltale sign. Driver's ready. 295 with a 7. Your current lead distance is held by red. Green going after him and Henry. Yeah.
Picked up from where they left off last night and all season long.
Awfully nice. Full pull on the other side of that 310-foot mark. It lays the gauntlet down for everybody else. Replay is going to show you exactly how he did it. He started off right down the middle. Weight comes up a little bit, then it settles back down, tightens the chain, pulls the sled a little bit further. That's about as good as you're going to get.
Dan, there's no doubt you have to be happy with that pass. You're the first one in the class to come out with a clean shot, pick the front end up, and you pulled your gear perfectly. How did it feel from the seat?
Oh, it was a really nice pass, and I don't know, the guys did a pretty nice job with this track tonight. It's taken a lot of power, and we just got everything right, so I guess we got to come back and try it again, supposedly.
Out rolls Bill Miller out of Dubuque, Iowa, and his cruising mule. You know, here's another guy that annually finishes in the top 10, the NTPA Grand National Point Series in the Pro Stock Division. And right now, Bill is eyeing that top 10 as we speak.
Well, Miller rolls out the side of the tractor. What's sticking out the side over here, Greg?
Well, there's the air intake. You know, they are limited to one single turbocharger, and that's the air inlet. As the air comes in and goes through the motor, of course, the exhaust comes out the pipe there, and that's where they build all that horsepower under the hood. And 680 cubic inch limit in the Pro Stock division, and a lot of these guys are pushing that limit.
All the weight on the nose of the tractor. Nothing located on the weight bars right in front of the rear tires. They got to make weight. Where you put the weight is up to you. The horsepower is up to you. The track, you know, is 300 feet long. You got to go on the other side of that if you're going to come back to go for a win tonight. The rules changed just a moment ago. Full pull, your current leader. Wow, he leaving the line really went after it real quick. He went a 295 with the 6, not the number he was looking for, but Bill Miller really lit it up literally on that starting line.
It looked like an early adjustment down the first third of the course may have taken away from his distance there. And out rolls Larry Shope out of Belleville, Ohio with the Iron Dragon. And here's a guy who's won at least 6 NTPA Grand National titles, and he again is chasing that leader this year with the Lemke's, and he is making his way up the ranks, Army.
Well, Shope knows what he has to do. Again, the name of the game is 300 feet plus. You're not going for anything other than that. You got to hit a home run to be able to come back into this series here. Henry, Illinois track holding the horsepower. Drivers are telling us that the moisture's there, so it's up to the drivers to find the right gear. Missed the weights, what they call it in the sport, by virtue of not having very much weight on the very nose of the tractor in front of the rear tires. A 276 with an 8 is all the Iron Dragon's going to be able to pull home from Henry, Illinois. Greg, they call it America's Bowl. You see why. It's about as all-American as you're going to get. You got Ferris wheels in the background, you got cotton candy on the midway, but right now you got the toughest 300 feet in this state for the pullers.
Here comes Craig Wildman, and they bring out of their stable the Die Hard with a vintage tractor out of Edgerton, Wisconsin. You know, Army, they have a business called K&K John Deere Specialties, and they build a lot of these vehicles that are found in the Pro Stock class.
You know, a lot of people just think what you're getting here is a field-type tractor. That's true to a certain degree. The color, everything else can be hybrid. They manufacture, I believe this chassis was actually built down in Princeton, Indiana at the Tim Engler shop. So literally lighting a fire under it. Let's see what he's going to do. The lead distance is a full pull. He's going after it right now. You talk about some heads-up driving. He just dialed the horsepower into that vehicle on the starting line. He, too, comes down with the full pull. We know we're going to be seeing him back in a pull-off.
Let's take a look at some of the other contestants who followed Wildman's out the gate with full pull runs here in Henry, Illinois.
know, Green Line Express, Aces Wilder, Red Gambler, New Generation, and Die Hard with a Vengeance. That's the number that's coming back.
That gives us 5 so far, and out rolls Brian Schrammick. And hey, an interesting point about Brian, 2 of them. He currently is your Superstock Diesel points leader in that category with an AGCO Alice, Young Gun, Young Blood, and now he comes out with Get Her Done Deer, and this tractor won America's Pool last year.
You know, you wonder why a guy would do this. He's hooked up on the NTPA circuit. He's chasing these points. He's doing good. Maybe he figures I'm going to be there. I might as well take 2 shots as one.
And Army, he's building a brand new Pro Stock that will be orange for the 2008 season. So, hey, Brian likes to pull tractors.
Yeah, he'll probably sing the national anthem to open the shows next year then. Got a lot of weight on the nose, and it's still skied on him. 270, yeah, 287 with an 8. Believe me, that's not what he was looking for.
Not at all. But it should get him in the top 10 of the class tonight here in Henry.
Well, that gives him some NTPA points. It'll be paid off at the end of the year. We saw green. Let's go back to red, Greg.
Yeah, this is Nick McCormick out of Stewartson, Illinois. And this is the nasty stuff, a Case IH 7230. And, you know, Nick and I joked the first year we did the series, every time we ran the Pro Stock class for television, RFD fans, you notice he was in the winner's circle. He was
glad to see the cameras show up. A lot of dust, a lot of oil coming out of that vehicle as he backs up to the line. You can see it sprinkled all over the vehicle. The driver's got his face mask down. I don't know what's going on here. The NTPA track officials are about as close as you can get. And I'm sure if there's anything dangerous, they would spot it, but they're going to let him go, Greg.
Yeah, Diesel's hard to get off of things, and boy, there's a little fueling problem of some sort there, Army.
Right before these guys come up on the RPM, notice the raw fuel, the flame coming out. He's there.
Number 6, Army, got her out the end full pull, but obviously there's some type of problem there with the nasty stuff.
Yeah, they're going to have to go back to pits and check that puppy out. He'll be coming back quick for this pull-off.
Watch replay. You can see that he comes down the track. The front end picks up, just real nice bounce, kind of settled back down, comes up again, but he looks like he didn't have to hit a brake at all. That helps get you out to 300 plus feet. Ashley Kester.
Nick, you make the 3rd red guy out the gate. Gorgeous pass. Your tractor's gonna be a little hot, of course, because you made a pass earlier and they reset the sled on you. What are you gonna come back in the pull-off? And if you do, what are your plans?
Well, we're gonna go back to the trailer and take a look at a few things. It's pretty warm since we've already made 2 passes, so we're gonna go back there and reevaluate and hopefully make it back for the pull-off, but we'll see.
Tell you what, Greg, I don't think he'll make it back. I don't think he'll get that thing cooled down in time. But we'll have to wait and see. You know, it's Henry. It's a big pull. It's a points pull. But right now, the new generation is going to read the book to us.
Right, we are starting our pull-off competition in Trackside Technical. Just mentioned Nick McCormick will not be back for our pull-off. So out rolls our current points leader, Dan Lemke Jr., and the new generation plus. Again, rolls in with a nice points cushion. Won last night, has won several classes thus far in this young season.
Okay, you refer to last night. We did not pull here last night. Where was the circuit last night?
Jerseyville, Illinois.
And then they came up here to pull, and then they'll go on chasing the points around the country. Let's see what's going to happen. It's green, is it me? Man, they're blowing exhaust out the top. They're blowing pressure out the bottom. What a run.
Boy, it's been hard for the sled operators to stop the new generation plus thus far. The 310 feet and 314 and 7 will lead our mark. You know, he came out, the front end lifted, and then it kind of bobbled there. You see it right there, and be interesting to see how he thinks the track held up here through all those powerful Pro Stocks.
Dan, there's at least 5 other guys behind you that's coming after you for the points here. And you've got the target on your back. You think that run right there is going to hold up?
I don't know. I wanted to in the worst way, but all them tractors back there are tough, and anyone can win any day long, any day. So I don't know. Let's wait and see, I guess.
I tell you what, he's not going to count his money till he go to the bank with it. The Clay's holding the horsepower. Stay tuned.
Do you like what you're seeing on Rural TV? Then we invite you to please email comments and suggestions to info@ruraltv.tv. Visit our interactive website or write to our London headquarters at 1 Stephen Street, London, W1T 1AL. Please tell your friends and neighbours about Rural TV, and thanks for watching. The Cumberland Highlanders Show. From the front porch of the father of bluegrass Bill Monroe's boyhood home comes the rustic music of rural America. This 30-minute program showcases legendary guests such as Dr. Ralph Stanley and Jesse McReynolds, along with up-and-coming new talents. Cumberland Highlanders keeps the music pure with old-time ballads and classic bluegrass sing-alongs. Be transported from your living room to the birthplace of bluegrass with the Cumberland Highlanders Show, only on Rural TV. Join the Queen of Quilting as Rural TV presents Quilt in a Day. 29 years ago, Eleanor Burns introduced her first Quilt in a Day book, cultivating a quilt-making revolution by compacting months of work into one day. To date, she's authored over 75 books, and her training techniques are being used throughout the world by thousands of instructors. Join Eleanor for Quilt in a Day, only on Rural TV.
Ton of people showing up in Henry, Illinois. They called America's Bull. They're looking at a 3:14 with a 7. Greg, do you think that'll win it?
Well, Lemke has been tough all season long. You know, I wouldn't bet against him. Then again, you see the next competitor roll out, the 2005 NTPA Grand National Points champion, Craig Wildman, on the Die Hard with a Vengeance, and you think, you know what, there's plenty of iron back there that they've been trying all year to get to Lemke's. This might be the night.
Everything's green. You can look at in the starting line. Fans are in the seat. They sell you the whole seat. You only need the end of it with an NTPA full, and this is exactly why. Your lead distance at a 3:14 with a 7. Greg, this is going to be a shot.
Yes, he sure is going to shoot for that distance, and boy, they're definitely having a second attempt down in the pull-off. You just wonder what type of adjustments they make back here in the pits to make them go a little farther.
What a shot. Now, there's another guy that just eased the horsepower into it, got it to stay. All right, it was worth it, a 3:17 with a 1, Craig.
Yeah, a little over 2.5 feet past the mark of Dan Lemke Jr. And as we see on the replay, again, sets those tires down a 310-foot course and sets in the track well. It seemed like at about the last quarter of the track, he picked up a little bit of speed, got it past Lemke's distance, and into the first place.
Craigie just came out and passed the current points leader. I mean, gorgeous pass. Pulled its gear. Everything looked great. You think it's going to hold up for the rest of the pull-off?
Oh, I sure hope so. Last year here was awful rough on me. It's just a big stepping stone to get over, and I hope so.
Well, you always race to the front. You don't race to the rear. Maybe this could be his year.
And he mentions last year what happened was he grenaded the engine out of the sheet metal, just completely destroyed the tractor. It really put a damper on their season. And speaking on the opposite spectrum, Dennis Boersen rolls out here. He was the 2006 NTPA Grand National Champion. So Lemke set the distance. He was the current 2007 leader, 2005 champion, went to first place. Here's our 2006 champ trying to defend his throne.
Well, let's see if Dennis the Menace can be just that. Go up in his number one spot. Hudsonville, Michigan. So far, the boys out of Wisconsin are looking awfully strong, but the boys from Michigan, they're coming after them right now. Hey, we got Indiana guys that pull off, too. Nosed over on him. Wow. That's a problem.
Definitely so. Not what he was looking for. He's currently 4th and 5th in the points. He's got 2 tractors. Got the 1 tractor in the pull-off here tonight, 2:49 and 9. Not going to get the job done here in Henry.
Okay, we've seen a lot of green up here so far in the pull-off. All the red fans have been sitting there real patiently. Now we're getting ready for the Aces Wild, the 7250.
Yeah, Chris Cain out of New Palestine, Indiana, rolls out, and they've been kind of getting on a little bit of a streak here lately, coming up in the standings. They had some bad luck early in the season, first event out in Ontario, Canada. Now they're making their way up the standings with this popular Case IH 7250 Aces Wild, and again, looking for that 3:17 and 1 to put red number 1. Well, the sled picked up to the gear and shut Tim down. It looks like, or Chris down rather, 293 and 7. Right now, 3rd place in our pull-off.
He went after that throttle right on the start line. You watch the right hand, you can see him. He drilled it. So he must have been running just a little bit different gear. Now, what kind of gear ratio has the Red Gambler got? We're going to find out, because this is a gamble when you get to this type of competition.
Yeah, Tim Cain, we just saw Chris Cain, his son, lay down that run. Now Tim comes out. It'll be interesting. I'm sure they shared some information in between runs. And again, looking for that 3:17 and 1. Tim has been a 2-time runner-up on the NTPA Grand National Pro Stock Championship circuit. And again, currently is in the top 10, looking to move up here in the point standings. And no better way to do it than to win here tonight in Henry.
Well, if it's a family affair game, I think Dad may have come out on top. Let's wait for the official number. Yeah, 294, Greg.
0.3 of a foot farther. Good enough for 3rd place. Tonight's winners, Craig Wildman. He's with Ashley Kester in our winner's circle.
Craig, there's no doubt in my mind that you have to be extremely happy to be 1st place here at Henry. I mean, this was a horsepower track, no doubt. And you passed up the leader of your class. And the points maybe not so much, but you did out on the track tonight. You have to tell me about how you feel about the pass. Is the tractor, you're making progress?
Oh yeah, it's really coming around. It's a brand new tractor, and Tim Engler built tractor. He's the best in the business, and just takes us a little bit of time to get it dialed in a little bit.